Welcome to LifeWay's news blog. My name is Jennifer Tramel, and I'm interning here in the communications department for the second summer. I'm here to talk about my experience when I went to Glorieta, New Mexico to cover Collegiate Week as videographer and writer. Really excited to get to go to Glorieta, of course because it's Glorieta and it's beautiful, but secondly because I had heard that the experience of Collegiate Week between Ridgecrest and Glorieta was a very different thing to encounter. Not that it's better or worse, it's just different, and I was excited to see why and to write about it and to shoot it with video. I have just never seen the level of commitment that these students were showing, going to different workshops and to hear different speakers, to do different things. It's just they were so serious about learning about the gospel and so serious about taking that message back to their churches and hometowns and colleges with them. I overheard more than one conversation where students were like, "Man, I really wish we didn't have to do rec today. I just want to go to more classes." People were complaining about not having enough classes. I've never heard college students talk like that. It was crazy. You know, I mean, we're college kids, ultimate frisbee. That's all it's about. But it was just refreshing to see people my own age who were just so incredibly committed to the gospel. The majority of the day were just jam-packed with going to different workshops, different sessions, different rec activities. I saw people zip line for the first time. I've never seen that before, and that was crazy. If I didn't have my equipment, I might have done it. I probably would have chickened out, but I might have done it. But there were some, afternoons where we had a couple of hours that we could kind of explore Glorieta and the surrounding New Mexico area. Ken obliged and would drive me around to see certain sites. And one of the sites that we saw was just this little country store. We were following this river along the road, and we stopped to see if there were any snacks or gas. I honestly can't remember why we stopped, but we stopped, and there were just a lot of these hummingbird feeders. Now, where I'm from, there aren't a whole lot of hummingbirds around. And if I see one, I'm like, oh, look, it's a hummingbird. But here, there were dozens, if not hundreds, just flying around. And you can hear the noises. They make these little bitty chirping noises, which of course the birds are going to, but I just didn't expect that. But they were just beautiful, and it was a really cool experience to see. Just a preface, Kent used to be a crime scene photographer before he came to LifeWay, and so he has all of these police stories that are just incredibly fascinating. And so as we were hiking back down, he was telling me one of these stories, and I genuinely was paying attention. I really was, but I was just very involved with what he was talking about. I guess I wasn't watching the path very well, and I was wearing a little backpack, and he reached over and grabbed the backpack and pulled me back and said, Jennifer, there, you almost stepped on a snake." And I looked down, saw a snake outstretched, lying on the path in front of me. It was sunbathing, I think. And trying to be brave, I stood behind Kent and said, "Kent, I think that's a rattlesnake." And he's like, yeah, man, I think it is. I mean, I'm completely unfazed because Kent used to be a cop. I mean, he's not scared of a snake. And we waited for the thing to move, and it never moved. Kent had to throw a rock at it twice before it would leave, and then when it slithered away, we could see it's a little rattler. So it was a rattlesnake. And genuinely, if Kent had not been there, I would have stepped on the thing. I probably would have gotten bitten. And I was a ways away from help. And it was my first encounter with something that could have potentially have been very threatening to my life. It was a startling moment, and very, very grateful to Kent for that. So, as I said, go to Glorieta if you can, but be careful because there are rattlesnakes around there and lizards that want to chase you. There was another lizard that Kent picked up. Apparently it's called a horny toad lizard, but it was a very scary experience. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next post of the LifeWay News blog.